Well, hello, hello, hello. I hope you all are having a super duper fantastic day out there today. My name is Denise Merriweather. I am the CEO and founder of Queenpreneurs Jumpstart Program, the number one training environment for women in the world looking to leverage their knowledge, ignite their passion, and build a highly profitable business. So, listen, you guys, I want to make sure that my sound is coming through the right places. It's been a while. I've been on the road. I've been doing the things. Yeah, I want to make sure that you can hear me. I want to make sure that it's clear. Okay, testing one, two, testing one, two. If you are coming inside of the room, definitely go ahead, drop your name inside of the chat. It has been only a couple of days since the last time we talked. I want to say thank you so much for those of you who honored my request, came out, supported us during the launch of Southside Everywhere. Go ahead and drop your name in the chat. Go ahead and drop your name in the chat. Let me see who's out there. I see you guys are looking. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for representing. Okay, y'all coming inside the room. So while people are coming in, look at the title. I just want to be right, right? And before we get into this conversation, let me go ahead and get my theme song going. Hey, hey, I'm live at 5. 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 Okay, so our conversation today is just about I want to be right. And how this came to mind was that I thought of that song by Keith Wonderboy Johnson. I just want to be right. It was one of my favorite songs, right? But it wasn't talking about wanting to be right with different point of views or arguments or things or stands that you may have on a particular topic. It's actually being right when it comes to different principles, standards, and things that we live by. But the real question is, whose standards are you living by? Okay, Christopher Benjamin. This is the second time that I've seen you. Now, you may have been checking in, but this is my second time seeing you inside the chat. Thank you for being here. Sherilyn, I see you. Hello. You need to get up inside of this room. I don't even know why you're not here today. LaShawn, I see you inside the chat. Nakia, Nakia, that's what I'm talking about, girl. I'm glad you're over here. I'm so happy that you're over here. Good evening. Good evening. So listen, I was listening to that song, I Just Want to Be Right. And it used to be one of my favorite songs by Keith Wonderboy Johnson. And when he was talking about the different things inside the song, he was saying, when I see someone in the street, or I see someone that's in need, or I see someone that needs help, Lakeisha, what's up? Sister Davis, I thought I was going to see you this past weekend in Durham, but I didn't see you, but I'm happy that you're in here now. So listen, when you think about this concept of just wanting to be right, I want you to listen to that song. And if you never heard that song, I want you to go grab that song and I want you to go listen to it, right? When you hear him singing and talk about the different situations, it's not about your point of view. It's not about you being right on a stance that you have. It's really treating people the way you want to be treated. That's point number one. When we get in our mind that people just really want to be loved, they want to be respected, they want to be in relationship. And the way that we build and maintain relationships is not always being right on a point of view, but it's treating people the way we want to be treated. And what it helps me to see in that song is that there's so many different point of views. There's so many different lenses that people live by. You have to know and be sure that it's okay for someone to think differently than you, to believe different things than you believe, to act a different way than you act. Go ahead and put amen in the chat when you agree with what I'm saying. Just say amen. Amen, right? So I want you to get, if we got or stood from the standpoint, I just want to treat people the way that I want to be treated. Hey, Sister Estes, I see you up there inside the chat. Yes, so true, right? So when we get into the mindset about being right, I want you to release being right in an argument with your spouse, being right with an argument with your friends, being right with an argument when you're at the job and different people inside of the boardroom. I want you to think of yourself in their position, right? And I want you to see things from their point of view, and I want you to treat them the way you want to be treated. Okay, point number two. Point number two is I also want you to do better when you know better, right? Do better when you know better. Yep, go ahead, put it in the chat. Do better when I know better. Do better when I know better. Now, this was really hard for me during my spiritual walk. And I was talking to a couple of ladies during the launch about this, right? When I was first added to the body, there were certain things like topics that I really struggle with, like patience, right? And if you understand and you agree, hashtag patience in the chat. Hashtag patience in the chat. So when it came to people saying being patient and calming down and not being so ruffled or whatever you would say, I would have a hard time with those type of messages. Why? Because I wasn't ready to receive that I needed to do better once I knew better, right? And sometimes we are so We want to be right so bad that even when we know better, even when we know truth, even when we know that we were on the wrong side of the coin, we'll still hold it because we don't want to be wrong. We just want to be right. And what I'm saying is, it is not about you being right in that kind of way. But when you are wrong and you have been wrong and you given some wrong information or communicated something in the wrong way, can you please just go back and own it and just say, I'm so sorry about what I said. You were right in that situation, right? Because again, if you know better, you'll do better. And when you get that in your mind that it's okay for me to make a mistake, exactly, right, Chris? That's what I'm saying. It's okay for me to make a mistake. It's okay for me to have the wrong point of view or to have the wrong understanding, because really that's all that it is. Sometimes it's just a different understanding. Sometimes it's based on your experiences. And if you don't have the same experiences as other people, sometimes the things that you talk about or you believe that's right ain't that right. It's just right in your world. Hey, Emma, how you doing? And it's okay for it to be right in your world, but don't want it to be right in my world. Is that okay? All right, Brenda ST said exactly. All right, she said, LaShawn said correct. The wrong thing, the wrong, right. So look, I want you to also, number 3, give yourself some grace. So as we are learning different things, we're opening our minds, we're being reprogrammed for the things that we've been through. Because remember, our experiences train us to think a certain way, to respond a certain way. But I want you to get that it's going to take time for you to relearn or unlearn, hashtag unlearn. So when we talk about unlearning something, it's something that you live by, a standard, a principle that maybe you made up, maybe your family made up, maybe you thought that God was all right with it. And just like I said, you had the wrong understanding, right? But you just have to be okay and give yourself some grace that it's okay to make a mistake. When I want to be right, I want to be right based on the standards that God has taught me, not the standards that I'm creating myself, not the standards that's been given to me by other people, not the standards that's made by men, but I want to be right. And in order for me to do that, even when I don't know everything that I'm supposed to do right, if you have the open mind, right? If you treat people the way they want to be treated, if you give yourself some grace, if you do better when you know better, it will help you. All right, you guys. I love you. Always happy to serve you. I'm choking, so I'm gonna get off and into here. But I love you. And sing the song as I go out. And just know it's okay that you want to be right, but don't be right just for the sake of it. Be right because you want to do the right thing. You want to do the right thing. All right. I love you guys. Have a good one. I see you Wednesday, live at 5. I'm live at 5.